Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Classic. Robert Rambles here, and thanks for joining me on the Paladin today. We are going to head down to Sentinel Hill in Westfall. However, we are going to run over here and mine this copper vein. I've been pretty good about doing some mining, and I'm hoping that eventually it pays off. And as you can see, we have almost 2 stacks of copper bars, and I still have a bunch of ore that I haven't smelted yet. So once we can get to a forge, we can smelt those into more bars, and then we can start leveling up our blacksmithing whenever we are near a forge. So that should be exciting. I'm looking forward to being able to make our own gear with some okay stats on it, since in the past on other characters getting drops from dungeons has been something that has, well, not really ever happened for us. So being able to make our own gear as we progress could be huge. And that's why I'm willing to run out of my way to mine all this ore, which is probably not the most exciting thing to watch. I will give you that. Well, that only had 2 hits on it. Alright, now we can make our way to Sentinel Hill, shall we? We have some things to watch out for. We need gore tusk livers. We need vulture meat from these guys. Murloc eyes, gore tusk snouts, so we can just be kind of fighting the wildlife as we go. Would probably be a good way to tackle this. Oh, we're being attacked by a coyote as well. We should be able to handle it. We could heal up just to be on the safe side in case we were to pull anything else. It went fairly well. Pioneer bracers are leather. We don't need leather, we need chain, so we'll be selling those. There's some vulture meat for our quest. We still have quite a bit of bag space, which is great. It's worth it to use Hammer of Justice on every cooldown just to stun them. If they are stunned, they're doing less damage to you. It's not only worth it to wait for spellcasters, it's worth it just to hit anybody with it. Ooh, what's this? Short bastard sword of power. Yeah, we need this, you know? And the way we get it is by getting ourselves to Stormwind and training swords, because it's a 2-hander. We can go back to it, but it has extra attack power, and the damage is going to be a lot better for us. So yeah, I'd love to go train 2-handed swords. We are going to do that soon. I can't recall exactly if there's a flight point at Sentinel Hill that can take us to Stormwind. I believe that there is. Do we need the wolves? I don't think so. I'm going to avoid him if possible. We'll have enough wildlife to fight between the gore tusk snouts and the vultures. Interestingly, this is underwater. This one had 4. I really do kind of miss the quality of life edition of it, just kind of mining it all at once. but it's classic, so here we are. Here's one of the gore tusks we need. Let's pull him, but let's get him away from this vulture so we don't have to take him on at the same time. You can see that we could be working on this quest for a while, so we can kind of keep making progress towards Sentinel Hill. It's just worth it to fight anything in our way that we do need. Like this vulture here. If we can get him away from the wolf, that'll be great. Thankfully, the gore tusks are not aggressive. Nothing from this guy. They are pretty beefy, but they're level 13 and level 12, so they're at our level or above. So it kind of makes sense. Once we can equip that excellent two-handed sword we found, we will be doing a bit more damage to these guys. So it might be worth it just to kind of beeline towards Sentinel Hill to find out whether or not there's a flight point there. And if we can quickly get over to Stormwind, that'd be excellent. But I don't want to pass up too many of these guys, because we can fight them just fine. It'd be nice to have the extra DPS, but we're doing okay without it. Oh, sorry about that. These gore tusks do not have a great drop rate for snouts, obviously. I have a feeling that nothing is going to have a great drop rate going forward. We need to repair soon. Our chest piece is yellow, so durability is getting quite low. Clearly stumbled upon a nest of flesh rippers. I wonder if there's like a chest hiding in this ruin or not. Probably not anything interesting, but we'll check it out and see. It's nice that we have a lot of provisions. I like being able to eat and drink at the same time, and not have to waste mana healing, and then having to drink back that same mana. It's easier just to have food and water on you at all times. Yeah, I don't see anything interesting over here, unfortunately. Just some bones left out to rot. Are we, like, not in front of this guy? Let's go ahead and heal. Well, let's protect ourselves. He's level 14, that explains it. I got too distracted looking at the background to pay attention to combat. But he's a couple levels above us, so... he keeps getting himself into, like, a weird position above us where he's facing the opposite way. That was a little strange and unnecessary. And he didn't even drop anything for us, so what a jerk. Alright, here's Sentinel Hill. A couple mining nodes around the area. But we're going to be on the lookout for a Flight Master before we get too into things here. Because being stuck with only maces is not really working out. Our inventory's full. Holy cow. Okay, let's find a vendor and fix that immediately. I'm hoping we could train swords in Stormwind. I'm worried maybe it's Darnassus. But we'll see. I don't know why humans would not be able to train swords. That wouldn't really make a lot of sense, because the warrior starts with swords. Alright, let's grab the flight points. Perfect. And then we need to sell to a vendor all of our stuff. There are going to be some quests here to pick up and turn in, but we're not going to do that quite yet.
You need something?
I'm kind of hoping that we're not able to sell any of our quest items. Like the livers, I think we have to hold on to. Stringy vulture meat, I think we need to hold on to. I think we need to be careful about what we're selling at the moment.
Have a good one.
Because we need the vulture meat, we need any snouts, and we need the gore tusk livers. And those were all able to be vendored.
See you around.
We also need to use up all of our copper, so we're going to have to do some blacksmithing as well and get that out of our bags, essentially.
Hello.
Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll hop the flight up to Stormwind. And if I can stop doing that, we'd have a better time with things. And we'll just let the flight point run. We rarely ever see flight points. I usually just cut them out, but this is a pretty short one. We're not exactly following the most direct path to Stormwind, so we will get there eventually. It seems like they've definitely adjusted the flight paths, obviously, and have added plenty of flight points over the years to the maps that don't exist in Classic. Currently, I think there's a flight point in Goldshire and in the Eastvale logging camp, if I'm not mistaken. But in Classic, no such flight points exist. We're lucky to have one from Westfall to Stormwind, though. That's actually really good. Alright, let's try to go find the Weapon Master and see if he can let us train swords. And then we'll be spending some time swinging away. And we should probably also visit the Paladin Trainer as well. Weapon Trainer first, because yeah, he's right here. That's easy enough. It's inside this building here.
Greetings.
There we go. One-handed swords. That cost quite a bit. I'm glad that we have saved some of our silver.
Go with honor, friend.
Because that actually did cost us. But now we can equip our two-hander, and we can swing at some low-level stuff and get our sword skill leveled up. And then when we... hopefully we'll find another one-hand sword and a better shield. And we'll be able to skill that up as well. You know, while we're here, we could probably also repair our gear.
What are you looking for?
Those bracers we can sell. I think for now we're okay. Well, let's just keep the shield for a moment. The intestines we don't need. It's the livers that we do. We don't need the oil.
Safe travels.
And then if we want to do some blacksmithing, which I'd say that we do, We could probably just head over into the Dwarven District. And we can get some of that done. We'll stick to the canal roads, very scenic and peaceful. A nice late afternoon stroll in Stormwind City. A respite from the battles in the field and all that entails. One day we'll have a mount, and what a day that will be. It'll be one of my favorite days. I wonder if we can just, like, smelt stuff at any of these fires, or it has to be specific. Yeah, we need a forge, so what's going to qualify as a forge here? An anvil, perhaps? I'm sure the blacksmith trainer is here somewhere. So probably by the trainers. Like right over here is probably a great place to start. There we go. And I'll probably edit some of this out, obviously, but we'll smelt all this into bars, and then we'll do some blacksmithing. And so we're about to throw some stuff in the bank and fly back to Westfall to keep questing, but I wanted you guys to see how packed Trade District is in Stormwind right now. Obviously, a lot of people are max level. And at max level, you do a lot of hanging out in the cities. And obviously, there are a lot of people here. And so, without any kind of server sharding, this is everybody that is actually physically here on this entire server. Because we're not all instanced off into different instances of the same server. Everyone who's on the server and logged in and standing here is actually showing up here. And so you can see we're getting a fun 35 frames a second. Good times. We don't need this quest. Let's go in the bank, and I'm just going to toss all of our bars that we smelted in here, and I'll do the blacksmithing in my downtime. Obviously, watching the cast bar fill and fill and fill is not the most exciting thing. So we will put everything that we have in our bank. The free slots that we have. I don't know if I'll need the stones, but for now I'm going to put them in there as well. We'll eventually sell these bracers. And we'll put the gems in there too. I think we'll need gems at some point, so we'll stash those as well. And I think everything else we could probably hold on to. The cloth we've just kind of been selling, but we should probably be tossing that in our bank. Because we can put that on the auction house if we collect stacks of it if we're not going to use it.
Be careful.
And I think that's good. Frees up our bags quite a bit. Random fireballs raining down. There must be a warlock nearby. Probably 27 warlocks nearby in reality. We can actually... Oh, there's only 2. Oh, we're only searching... Yeah, that's why. There we go. Oh, there's only... Well... Interesting. Let's do 1 to 60. So that'll tell us everybody online in Stormwind City. I remember kind of looking at that back in the day when I would go to put dungeon groups together, kind of checking /who to see who is online within a certain level range to even know if there's enough of the right classes on to put a dungeon group together. That's something that I remember. Let's go ahead and fly back. This one I'll go ahead and edit out. And here we all are back in Westfall, and we're going to talk to Gieran Stoutmantle to turn in this breadcrumb. So let's see what he has to say. Foul corruption has crept into Westfall. While I was upholding my duty on the battlefields of Lordaeron, these honest farms were overrun and made into hideouts for thugs and murderers. The People's Militia needs your help. Well, here we are. Ah, so my friend sent you here. How kind. Well, the Stormwind monarchy has abandoned our cause. Now it is up to the people's militia to keep the land free from corruption. If our cause interests you, I can put your combat skills to use in the name of freedom. Well, that does sound good. People's Militia. The People's Militia has but one goal, to defend the lands of Westfall and to return peace to our surroundings. Unfortunately, the price of peace is often blood. One of my scouts has brought word of a band of Defias trappers wreaking havoc nearby. I have reports of Defias trapper sightings near the Jangerlode mine to the northwest, as well as at the Molson farm and the Furbol's pumpkin farm. If you seek to join our ranks, slay 15 Defias trappers and 15 smugglers, then return to me. Alright, so we're gonna go murder some Defias thugs just because, you know, we don't want them around freeloading on our lands anymore. So we'll just go kill them.
For the Alliance.
Fuck it.
You need something?
And patrolling Westfall. Captain Donovan wants us to do this. Stormwind has abandoned us. A foul wind of depravity rustles through the plains of Westfall. This was my homeland, and I will not turn my back on the citizens who choose to remain here. We, the former farmers, shall make our stand. Your task, should you choose to accept, is to patrol the grasslands of Westfall. Track down and slay the vile gnolls that seem to be working in conjunction with the dead mine thieves. Bring me 8 gnoll paws, and I will reward your bravery. So, you know, Defias, gnolls, thieves, scoundrels, and gnolls. We've seen this tale unfold before. Quartermaster Lewis
Looking for something specific?
has a swift message for us. Although we don't get much aid from Stormwind directly, I do have contacts in the city who help supply us with armor. His name is Osric Strang. Strang, yep. His shop, Limited Immunity, is in the old town of Stormwind. Our supply of armor dwindles, and I must contact Osric once more. Can you take him this note? The fastest way to Stormwind is through Thor, our Griffin Master. Yeah, we know all about the Griffin Master.
Have a good one.
I guess we should have picked that up first, but I didn't remember it. What are the chances that there's a quest giver hiding at the top of this tower? If we don't go look, then the chances, I feel like, increase exponentially. But yeah, nobody up here, except these, I think this is a holiday event that's going on. Sky Chaser, the Elder. Your spirit burns with life, young paladin. I accept the homage you pay and offer you this token in return. A symbol of honor and respect for one's ancestry. We can't get any more information about it than that. I have no idea what that's about at all. Not the best use of our bubble, but it's fine. The unfortunate thing is there's not an inn here, and I don't think we're getting any rested experience within the tower. So that's kind of sad. I feel like when I log off, it'll probably be time to head back to Stormwind. From here on out, we're going to be heading over to the west and fighting a bunch of Defias. I think this is probably going to be a good spot for us to take a break. Not a lot of action in this episode, but we did get ourselves pretty well set up to begin questing here in earnest when we do return. And so look forward to that. Let me know what you guys think of the series. I'm not sure how much we want to put into the Paladin. I'd like to see more of the Paladin class. Some of the human zones we've already seen before on the Night Elf Warrior. We've done a little bit in Westfall, and I know Duskwood would be the next zone we go to, and we did everything in Duskwood, I believe, on the Warriors. So I'm wondering what we should do, and I'm interested in hearing your guys' thoughts. If you have any, let me know. And as always, I appreciate the support. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.